Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast from your host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only, Master Propaganda. Off here to a 1v1 on, you guessed it is, Mill Road. In the north it is Kobal, fighting for king and country, the Commonwealth, the British Empire here once more with Advanced Emplacement Regiment, probably the most hated commander in the game. With defensive operations, improved fortifications, advanced assembly, hold the line, and precision barrage with double tank and infantry bullets here, fighting for the Guards Armored Division. In the south it is Killer, aka Use-m246, fighting here for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here forming up with the 107th Panzer Brigade, with Mechanized Assault featuring Assault Grenadiers, Mechanized Assault Groups, Stug Freies, Light Artillery Barrages, and the Tiger Tank with double infantry and Panzerfaust. Also, very big thanks to my paid supporters, these champions, these heroes of the Propagandacaster who support the glorious eternal war effort. That is me, by pledging on Patreon. They can also donate, some also donate by PayPal. Links in the description of both services there. And also comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button, fight the other good war effort against YouTube algorithms and who are trying to bury me. So, Grenadier MD42 here for use. Triple section start here for Kobal. Sandbags, barbed wire there. The infantry section suddenly find themselves with some barbed wire. Good Lord, Terry! I told you, tea bags. And you bring barbed wire. You must be fun at parties. Well, yes, but not the kind of parties you'd like to know about. But your mother very much likes them. Terry! I thought we told to keep that, quiet. Anyway, sandbags on the west. Machine in the west as well there. Stadium advanced, a lot of barbed wire there from Kobal. Universal carrier there for Kobal as well, with his second gun got there for Use-m246. Will we be seeing any assault grenadiers? I imagine we may. I mean, some players will like to mix in like a single assault grenadier, and certainly versus units like the British, or the factions like the British, not units, but factions like the British. Assault grenadiers can, under the right circumstances, be quite good, since if they can get up close, they can do a lot of damage very fast. But again, the trick is getting them close, and at the same time, too many also become too easy to counter with the universal carrier. So, mixed strategy here is interesting from M246 here. Section there, Grenadiers first shots here. Yet those proven to be not the best fighting position for the Grenadiers here, though of course he might just be warming it up for the MD42 crew. Or just using a spotting position there. So will he go for the Assault Grenadiers here? And there we go, we do get some Sturm Grenadier out here. Technically, there were actually units called Sturm Grenadiers in a sense. Well, there was the 78th Sturm Grenadier Division, or Assault Grenadier Division, though that was much more heavy folks with light machine guns and elements were actually focused primarily on the eastern front. But, little fun note there. Punies versus section here, MD42 they're blazing away there. Universal rushing forward for Kobal in the southeast, Grenadiers about to clash for the section. And we got the Assault Grenadiers out here with their lovely new skins there. Really like them, it looks much better than the Grenadiers. There's also basically just the Obersoldaten model there with some slightly snassier skins there. But anyways, going to the section here. Unit Vickers K there on the way for the Universal Carrier. Moving forward with their MP40s, their Schmeisers, as they're colloquially known by the Allies. There we go, coming closer to the Universal Carrier, pushing it back there. Section also in trouble. I go full retreat here in the center from Kobal in the face of the Use-m246. There you go. Quick sprint to just get out of the arc of fire there. Very clever. Sappers there for Kobal. Going to back the section there. Pretty close defense there for the Germans. And there goes section trying to retreat. We got those assault grenadiers moving forwards there with their MP40s. And eventually, steel grenade assault. There we go. Actually flanking the vessel carrier, getting some extra shots in there on the rear. Second firing where their assault grenadiers backing off here. Up north, Pioneers moving forward. The northwards there for Use-m246. We are getting some tech going as well, they're very good. Could consider maybe a Mechanized Assault Group, Panzer Grenadier, but more likely going to see some tech from eventually here and some armoured cars, most likely. South here we got the Grenadiers from the Universal Carrier, low in health in that one, but still getting a lot of damage in. The Grenadiers themselves also low in health, so I think, oh, he's going to Panzerfaust it. And quite the Panzerfaust there, knocking out the Universal Carrier, very good there. Fun fact about the Panzerfaust, they actually have numerous variations on them, or well, numbers of them in the sense like, basically like you had the Panzerfaust 60, 70, 80, 90, I think up to 100, and the number basically just denoted how long of a range they had. The earliest Panzerfaust had considerably lower range compared to the later ones. And the final version of the Panzerfaust was actually much more similar to a Panzerschreck, and it's like, weapon you could reload rather than just a disposable anti-tank weapon. So, little fun fact there as well. North there point being grabbed. Section pushed out with the assault grenadiers. They're proving to be a 31 kill so far, 2 kills. Low on health though, 3 kills. Almost could have paused. Probably wouldn't have gone with a medic bunker up here for Use-m246. Pioneers retreating. Probably that like the Mechanized company. Though he could be planning a nice assault group there. Up here, Sappers down there with the platoon command post is up. It's not the regular Sappers down there. We got the AC Mark III. Perhaps expecting the Mechanized assault group, but just wants it. Hard to say here. MD42 in the shed. Up north section pushing forwards here. In the south, we got the Sappers that basically work their grabbing points. MD4 actually ends up falling back. Not a good position in the end there. Too low on health. Assault is reinforcing. Like the Mechanized company on the way. Medics hard to work. They're healing them up. One thing I find that personally assault gunners come quite well is the 251.5. Check allows you to quickly get them up close, pop them out, deal some damage, and then can pop them on to move them onwards, and plus they can also reinforce fast. So it's something to consider there for Use-m246, though obviously versus the AC Mark III, the 251 in particular tends to not fare particularly well. So obviously I wouldn't recommend it here. And it's going to go for the 222, which isn't on its own great versus the AC, but it's certainly better than the 251.5 tank. Quick sprint here, very nice work there. Closing on that veterans you want. Swinging the section, 222 almost done, AC ready. We got a vacancy for Kobal as well on the British Army, the Guards Armour. Got the other section moving forwards here, kind of hop into the ship. That's going to be great for the assault grenadiers. If you'd seen this planned, you could probably try it with a grenade assault there, but even then, like, just because there's only one window, the assault grenades are very much favoured in that engagement. Pack 40 here as the AC hits. Baker's almost done. Section of the Grenadier. Pushing forward here, again, another sprint to quickly pass through and forwards. There we go. Round the sections again up close. They're already a bit of a problem here with all the grenades. Other elements supporting, and then the assault grenades threatening up close. Pretty much just forces Kobal's hand there, but the AC is definitely a bit of a problem here. Effectively a light tank. It was actually the heaviest armoured car, well, one of the heaviest armoured cars in the world, for the British side. And in fact, even used parts from old British infantry tanks. These old heavy tanks were actually used in this. It was a pretty heavy armoured car. Little fun fact there. Strict reinforcing healing there for Kobal. No sign of weapon racks. All the offs are, which so far I feel like he's been fairly happy with using when he's playing the Brits, and he is a big Brit player. Back ketchup reinforcing healing. I imagine Use-m246 next plan will be to seg up. Going for more Grenadiers. Honestly, I would recommend Panzer Grenadiers here, in particular as the British. I find Panzer needs to be a bit sharper there, but that's just me. But again, just getting up more infantry in, though, I think is also just crucial. Like having 4 infantry squads is in most cases better than just having 3, I find. So, you know, thumbs up all the way. You could also consider the mortar versus the British here. And again, maps like this, just 1v1 maps in general though, and I know I keep repeating this, but I really feel like it's worth repeating, tend to be quite handy. And I imagine Kobal will eventually go for a mortar emplacement himself. Pack 40 going up here. Can soon begin taking up here. Northern Victor 1 for the Saps, armoured car moving in. Grenadiers also nearby ready. South side, we got the section moving up there for the British Empire. Baker sneaking about in the centre there. And there you go. Assault gunners on the move there for Deutschland. Steady advance in the north here. Use slowly advancing here versus the British. And there you go. We do actually get the Grenadier, so thumbs up there for Use-m246. Always a nice little addition there for Deutschland. Forward landing great in the AC. Glenn is trying to close with a Pantherfast, but the AC slips right past its grasp. Up north, points being seized there. Grenadier almost around the corner. There goes section in the centre. Quickly treating the face of the assault. The sprint there, just, you know, the meanness of the assault quickly just forces the section retreat. Good lord, they dress so much better than us, Terrans. Retreat, everyone. And there we go. Off's on the way here for Kobal and the British Army. Soldiers this could take a lot of damage. They were sprinters. They couldn't sprint into the section here, but in that close with MP40, they do deal a lot of damage here, tearing apart those Englishmen. And here, heavy fighting around the centre. Going to use in the section side here of the building. Perhaps a bit much. Mortifier joining in there. Officer almost around the corner here for Kobal. Could bombard. Could lay down a smoke screen and push through here. Assault grenadiers also benefit from smoke screens, since again that can easily allow them to close in without being shot at all. That is a significant advantage for assault troops. But there you go. Offside here for Kobal. Doesn't quite have weapon knocks and locks, so he can't upgrade with the Vickers K. Still quite a hefty unit there after the buffs. But Coh2 being 42 pops an artillery strike here on the MG42 position. And used very wisely, just buggers off. North Eakin is right with the section. Back here, no tech yet for use. And the South, the Sultan is finally forced back here. AC on the move here for Kobal, and the British Army flanking those dastardly, dirty Huns. In the position that is definitely exposed. Pack 4 is moving up here in the centre. We got the Pioneers up against the section. That is pretty optimistic here for Use-m246. Pretty optimistic. Mortar landing down there. No barrages yet here from Use. Definitely wants to use that ability. Still no tech here for Use either. Would also allow him to upgrade his assault grenades with the veteran squad leader. Sadly, they did not provide a squad leader skin upgrade here for the assault grenades, so they're just not all just the same guy. Bit unfortunate. Lawrence there getting blown to bits by the mortar. Soldiers closing in there, close to veteran T2. Find some tech here for Use-m246. Assaults with the sappers. T2 gained. Which definitely pushes the engagement in favour of the assault grenadiers. Still no squad leader though. Up north here, back to base, 6-pounder gun here for Kobal. No sign of tech yet for him, but we do get the weapon max. We do have the Vickers K there on the assault officer.
The AT gun you ordered is ready.
So there we go, gun is moving about. All 3 squads are cooked with the LMG-42, so Pommel Core can soon be built here by Use. And we got the AC roaming through here, bashing into the terrain.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Western point being seized here, and going to quickly push back in face of the AC Mark 3. 3 kills on it so far. Assault has almost got the southern munitions. Bit of quiet there. We got the armored car pushing back the section back up as a grenadier. In the south, the assault is just spawning back in the face of the AC. They obviously have absolutely no way of dealing with it. So Pommelkop there, probably going to go for the Panther 4, but he could theoretically go for the Stu 3G to just quickly put the foot down here on the AC Mark 3. Could also go for an Ostwind Flakpanzer. And of course, there's theoretically like a Stugi though. That wouldn't be really my first choice here versus the British. At least not British with an AC Mark 3 already out on the field. That might be a bit too optimistic. Good hit there. Panther fast off as well. Don't think they'll finish off the AC though. Looks cool though. If he'd smoked the anti-tank position, I think we'd get away with rushing in the armoured car to take it out here, but I don't think Use-m246 saw that possibility there. Or he did, but he just didn't think it was worth it. Which I mean could be true, but it is at least something you could have considered. Meanwhile, can go for the Panther 4 now. The Panzer Kampfwagen 3 and there goes. Saltman is sprinting forwards. A veteran squad in the way. There you go. Tearing into those bloody Englishmen and sending them packing. Back here, AC being fixed up, section round to the centre here. Not a lot of like great action on the flanks. It's mostly like centred around the centre. Centred around the centre. That's an utter pointless, redundant sentence almost. But again, the flanks just, I mean, there's some harassment there, but it's not like either side's like really trying to like engage by like making a major push there. Gunners was the officer getting some quick hits in with the light machine guns. Up close here, the officer does have a bit of advantage with the submachine guns and the Vickers K there. Soldier sprinting in there. Grenadier assault. Oh, no, cancels it. There we go. Section routed. Sent packing. But again, always lots of like eyes, gunners focus on the centre there. Oh, I mean, one thing you could consider again is doing with mortars, lay down a smoke and then push through. Again, with the assault grenadiers spearheading the effort, grenadiers and some other stuff backing up. You could, I think, actually make a push for the car front and disrupt here Kobal's position. Similarly, Kobal could consider mortar emplacement to do something similar here to Use. So, definitely some, I think, room there for stuff. But now, Use does have the Panther 4. Kobal has no armor out in the field at the moment, so Use does have a significant, like, tactical and strategic advantage. But can Use utilize this? Can he use it? Aha. And there we go, we do actually get the mortar plate there for Kobal, so we do get some British artillery of the lighter kind up here. Section there flanking the Grenadiers. We've got Bren guns up on them now. Armoured car there is firing right at the mines. Very good there. Mortar placement is done though here for Kobal. And note that with the Doctrine here and improved fortification, it gets access to white phosphorus barrage ability as well. More than big 1 PCs again. Here we got 386 versus 424. We'll have to see what Use does next. And we got Take as well here for Kobal. Thumbs up to him. South England is in the final, of course. The signals to Use that his opponent has gone for the mortar plate. North Pentacle push back the section. 6 Pentagon moving ahead here. Actually, a bit of an awkward spot here. Theoretically, if Use was aware of it, he could actually rush it down with the 6 Panther 4 and take it out here. But he is not aware of it. At least he's getting a bit concerned. He actually takes another hit there, so now it's pointless. But it was like, I think, a definite possibility he could explore it there. Okay, things heating up around the center. Got Vixer drawn away by the gunners. Could allow the assault to actually sprint forwards and grenaded here, I think. Panther joining the fight a bit as well here. There we go. We do get a spread going here for the edge of the arc of fire there, trying to close the machine gun there from blind spot. Very good. In fact, going for missed opportunity perhaps, but still does push it away here. Could push it for the calf point here. Panther fast in the AC Mark III. We see that User keeps up the attack versus Kobal, as Kobal is falling back in the front of the German onslaught. Grab the point here. 8 kills, half 8 to the ace, look pretty good there for the assault grenadiers, and pretty bad for British infantry if they get that far. More Pioneers, it's just a repair, so I think that's a very good investment. And we get a Stug 3 E out here for Use-m246. The Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung E. Armored car there with mortar fires in section. Early model of the Stug here, which would later be phased out in favour of the Stug 3G. But that's it, the gun itself actually saw a lot of service and a variety of lighter vehicles, like armoured cars and half-tanks would be equipped with this cannon there for infantry support purposes. So, little fun fact, the gun is on fire here. Should of course remember to upgrade with the Pinmap machine, does have some extra damage here on the Stug 3. Cromwell here on the way for Kobal and the British Army. Plus, also gets actually the smoke barrage here with the Stug 3E. Note there's a free barrage. So far, though, Use has not deployed any smoke screens at all here versus Kobal. If you think that's a no sign, similarly, Kobal has not deployed smoke either. I would argue both players could easily benefit a lot from some smoke screens under the right circumstances. Cromwell almost done here for Kobal and the guards armoured. Troops holding out here. Stug moving ahead, then back. Bit of back and forth there. Mortar added. Oh, we actually get a smoke screen here. We do get a smoke screen. My goodness. Stug bound machine that actually popped its head out there in the south. Not much happening there. Not using it to attack forwards through, but still, you know, using it to obfuscate the positions of Kobal, making him to grab the point there. As a definitely nice idea though, so thumbs up there. Mortar making things more comfortable for the troops on the other side of the smoke here. Panther being pushed back with the Cromwell here, also joining in. Grenadiers moving in to counteract this maneuver up north here. In the south here, Stug just holding back. We'll mortar fire here, and of course we've got the British mortar emplacement joining, being to embark the German mortar position, I suspect. Or perhaps not. He's trying to. Push back the centre. In the end, he didn't get the centre victory point. We got another smoke screen here, though, from Use, by the looks of it. It was actually from the British. Hard to say there, but either way, though, not much following up on the smoke from either side, though. Does look like it's the German, though. Combating force against the Panther, shot bounces. Guns in the centre. Armoured car AC that entertainment holding at the centre. Stug holding back. Could try and pressure around here. I mean, the south side are actually quite open. In particular, the mortar emplacement is really exposed right now. So I think a good push here from Use-m246, maybe some flamethrower pioneers, some assault grenadiers, could do a lot of damage to the Kobal. Another smoke from here, though, from Use. Taking a hit from the Stugi, and there you go, mortar fire on the German mortar, the Granatenwerfer. Now the Crommel's pursuing the Stug 3E. Kobal, oh, he doesn't, he's trying to flank up behind. We got Panzer Grenadiers here for use. 2 thumbs up, nice to see that. And a bit on the latest stage of things. Also pushes him up to a total of 5 infantry squads, which seems like call, like, you know, the average maximum. Well, I would say most players can actually handle that respectably well. Above that, I mean, some players can, for example, handle 6 infantry squads, but it gets progressively tougher. Actually, I did more infantry, in fact, really tough. But either way, 5 infantry squads, it definitely gives you, I think, a more significant map control field advantage. If it utilizes the infantry correctly, if it just blobs it up, it obviously going to get murdered, but if it uses like attack from numerous angles, I think it gives the Use-m246 a really good chance to control the map quite well here versus Kobal. Stugi joining in again here. Gaining message 1 AC charging at the Stugi, though this time we do have the heat alert available. If you can land it, of course. Cromwell halfway down there for Kobal. Definitely looking to build up some more armor here versus the Germans. There's Starsley Hans. Another smoking around the centre. But we got white phosphorus here from Kobal. Neato. Unless, of course, you're the one receiving it, in which case that's pretty horrific. Panzerjägers. Not a huge fan, I prefer them upgraded, but certainly can see the logic here. I can see the logic. North here we got the Panther pushing back the section there, of the officer specifically. Second Cromwell ready, no sign of upgrades yet here. Panther charging in the game, that's 1 section, there's a press, push back, 6 powder gun on the spot, they proved to be a problem as well. AC charging in there for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why would happen. Probably some bad pathing, and it does result in the total destruction here of the AEC Mark III. Unsurprisingly, again, I'm not entirely sure what exactly went wrong there, but something went wrong. Penfold shoots, misses the armoured car, then knocked out by the Cromwell. Some light vengeance for the armoured car here. Is he planning tier 4 on a Tiger tank, or is he, I don't know, planning Stugs? Or Panther 4s, Ostvins. Panzerjägers are good to go. What's way for Kit? Use-m246 in the center. He's being absolutely hammered from all sides with the Cromwells here. Stugi, Pec 40 coming up the center bit. Here we got the Cromwell machine force there. Panther joining in, but it's low in health there. Couldn't take much more hit. Stugi though, also taking damage here. Close to 2 though. Still no machine there on uses Stug 3E. Pack pointing in the wrongest of directions. And the Panzerjägers are finally getting on the basic, and he's being crushed as the Cromwell just ran straight over them. Good lord, Roger, don't you think it was a bit rude to run him over? Well, I think it was ruder to stand in front of the damn tank. Well, you do make a point there, Roger. Well, of course I do. Starting to look a lot like a Tiger tank here from Use-m246. Double Cromwells there for Kobal. Still not much ammo. No, spoke too soon. We do get amble tactics. Kobal seems to... He's a fan of heavy sappers, but also Churchill tanks. Panther 4 close to 2. Pack 40 is already there. Panzerjägers moving back here with their Raketen Panzerbüchse, or rocket anti-tank rifles. Officer boosting some of the troops here. Oh, doesn't have the much range to the MB42. Panzerjägers, they need to be careful they don't expose them too much against the infantry. Getting some shots in there in the south. Cromwell trying to break through here in this further south section, advancing steadily here. But there you go. Pack 40 here on the Cromwell there. Another shot whiffs. Cromwell fixed up. Obviously, yeah, he's already upgrading with the heavy sappers. Makes a ton of sense. We got 335 to 396. Kobal still has a notable victory point leader to use. Morton plays landing hits in the Pack 40 up north here. Assault units and the Panzerjägers form up what looks like to be a potential assault formation here. I mean, probably supported could be quite dangerous there for Kobal. And we got another Pack 40. And we got Wait, why is he going for another Pack 40 then? I mean, I'm guessing he's not going to look to stall to the Tiger tank, but I don't know whether But he's got a thinking go away with not needing another pack 40. Yeah, I think Use realizes this. He doesn't have to go for him. He's got the Panzerjäger, he's got the pack, he's got the Panther and the Stugi. I think he does need another pack 40, and that fact just probably make it hard for him to go for the Tiger tank if that is what he's planning. And again, seems to be the case. Trenches here from Kobal. Stugi turning around. Still no pin mounted MD42 there. Stugi shoots, misses. You got trenches holding up here in the south. Got mines in the centre. I mean, right now, Use, I think, is just giving Kobal too much. I'm just digging to make it difficult to push ahead here. This is all the dangerous. The British, like if a British player digs in, they can be very difficult to root out, in particular as the Germans, particularly as the Wehrmacht, which do not, like, late game, have a lot of, like, great assault elements. So, Use M246 here by being too passive, very much risks just, you know, pinning himself into a corner versus Kobal, just slowly being crushed out. So, bit dangerous here, bit dangerous to put it generously. We'll have to see there. Multiplier is ace level, not too shabby. And of course, it's not going to be impossible to push forwards, but it's going to require a lot more effort for him to make this work. Like proper uses of smoke screens, attacks, and, you know, combined arms can, I think, pull through here for Use-m246. Whatever the case, though, he's very close to that Tiger tank. Tiga.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Now we'll have to see if Use-m246 can actually leverage this Tiger tank versus Kobal. He's just going to waste it. Like so many players end up doing, but there you go. Actually, he's got another issue, which is he's got too many units to call in the Tiger. That's a bit awkward. Alright, I have earned the right to authorize a Tiger tank to the front line. 9, you've got too many units. About a guy, come on. Can't you make an exception? 9, you've got too many guys. Ah, scheiße. Stugi bombarding here. Using it from the pack 4 in the south. You got the gunsmith against the section there. Bren guns all hold up here. Awesoming up against the as well there. Very close to be able to call that Tiger tank in terms of population, but he still needs to like open up a few bits there. Of service the Grenadiers. Pioneers bring up King up the Panther for supportive. Very close to on that one. Stugi just sort of bombarding here. Very close to on the Schutzen. We got a Ford assembly here with the advanced assembly upgrade. There you go, Panzer things bits, and there we go. Tiger tank is now available here for Use-m246, and he calls it in. Tiger gefechtsbereit. Fun fact: one of the first units to arrive during Operation Market Guard was actually a Tiger unit, but it was actually a Tiger unit made up of from a heavy tank training battalions, which actually made up of Tiger tanks, made up of different Tiger tanks. So it's like, you know, these Frankenstein Tiger tanks, the components from like earlier models and older models working together there. So little fun fact. Then it's Tiger tank pushing forwards here. Tiger tank taking a lot of hits here from the anti-tanks of the Cromwell right away. Again, no smoke screens to say support in advance. Definitely an Earth. We do have some smoke in the center, but again, there's no follow-up attack here. Stugi, of course, could provide some smoke screen as well here. So Hammer plus fire smoke at this, and then he could push forward for the south. That could be an idea there. He's quick to fix up the Tiger tank though. We've got 269 to 396. But right now, Use is getting blasted there. He technically has the larger force, but Kobal is very well dug in there. So now we got pushing forward here. Stugi, Panther for the Tiger tank. Light amount of infantry, but definitely I think needs more infantry to make this really work. Bombarding here, Cromwell on the center. Stugi there, gaining Metri 2 seconds, pushed back by heavy fire from the Tiger tank and the Panther Falcon of these. Close to death, Pack 40 gets a great hit on the Cromwell. Up here we got the German position also being blasted here. Panzerjäger gets back at base here, trashing forwards. In the end, not much progress gained here for Use-m246. Not a lot of progress. Decent hit there from the Tiger tank. Section being pushed back. Punching hard there, goes Soldiers charging forward. See, it's sprinting ahead. Still not a lot of smoke there though. Mortar down south, then we want to move that a bit further. Of course, the Stugi can provide smoke shells, but smoke barrages, but looks like Use is not utilising that at all, unfortunately. Decent hit there, but taking hits from the 6-pounder gun. Got some smoke from the mortar. Up north, tight tank keeps up the advance here. Kobal so far not responding a lot to this, except like at most what he has to. So we called in the trench. Interesting idea there. Does get to the nearby officer though, so I guess it's not all the ways there.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Made some progress very lightly in the north, but still not a lot overall. He's not really pushing back here, Kobal. There you go. Now grab the center as well there. That's an improvement, but he still needs to like hard hit Kobal, I think. He needs to like start delivering some significant damage. Stugi fighting, and there you go. We actually get a smoke sheen from the Stugi, a smoke barrage. Thumbs up. They need to get some other troops to grab the center victory point. A nice bombardment here by the Stug 3E, and I think the mortar might also be firing off some extra smoke as well, just for good measure. Still, decent progress. Not amazing, but decent. We'll have to see what he goes for next, though that obviously requires he loses some units because he's always more or less at full pop cap again. He did lose a Grenadier squad doing all of this fighting here, and we got some air recons here from Kobal, courtesy of the officer with his recon sweep. More smoke here, very consistent. Mortar joining in with a heavy high explosive barrage there. Destroying the trench with the Tiger tank. So better map control here for use versus Kobal. Panther up in the section there. Cromwell flying away here. Close to Veterancy 2 on that one. One more flying there. Go snaps a poor bastard there with the Panther 4's main gun. Stug setting out in there. Go Tiger tank in the wrong direction. Crom rushing forward here. Stugi bombarding. Not quite hitting. Tiger tank Stugi definitely forms up a bit more of a strong point here for Kobal to breach. Sabres though are breaching, at least trying to here. Taking the minor losses, the Tiger tank actually hits someone and kills some MD-42 joining in there. Sabres taking further losses there, almost wiped out fully in the south here. Light skirmishing, but again nothing major, and sitting up north. They actually got a flank by the assault grenadiers. That's actually pretty handy, but unless it's part of an overall assault again, he just risks like expose them to a lot of concentrated fire with nothing to like distract from them. So yeah, that might actually be a wipe if he's unlucky. In the south here, Panther taking hit from the 6-pounder gun. Stugi bombarding, and there got assault grenadiers. Were pretty much exterminated, wiped from the face of this earth. What will he go for next? Will it be something like, I don't know, Stug 3D type with the armor? Will it be another Stugi? More assault grenadiers. A few options there for Mr. Use-m246. Kobal meanwhile flowing a lot of resource, but he's also similar, like, you know, pretty pressured in terms of population. More Panzer Grenadier here for use. I like it. Pack 40 turning around here. Oh, cancels it for Pack 40. Yeah, less of a fan of that one. Again, I feel like he needs to get more aggressive, and I don't think the Pack 40 is going to help him being particularly more aggressive right now versus Kobal. Taking up versus all these trenches and mortar emplacements. We got 223 versus 369. Got the gun advance up the centre. You have North Tiger tank being sent on lone mission here to perhaps deal with the slightly cheeky officer there. We will regret said cheekiness once the Tiger tank arrives. Close to veteran on the Tiger tank. Panther 14 Diny repairs. And there we go, we do get the second Panzerabwehrkanone out here for Use-m246 and for Deutschland. Panzerjäger out here with their Panzerschrecks. Fun fact, as the more newer German formation was actually increasingly cut out Pack 40s in favour of Panzerschreck teams. Little fun fact there.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Sitting out in the south here with the Grenadiers. But yeah, very quiet fight here so far. I mean, partly again it's just Kobal's much more sluggish defensive play, but at the same time I also feel like Use is just letting some opportunities versus Kobal slip through his fingers. But he's also just hesitant, I think, to just stick his hand into what is effectively a hornet's nest with really crooked teeth. Problem falling back here. Up north we got the tank pushing up. So we actually got something moving up north. That's good. If supported properly. Ace low anti-tank in there. If you can get rid of that, that'd be pretty good here for Use-m246, since getting rid of that expense is going to really hurt Kobal is an 8-center tank. He's amazing versus heavy armor. There you go. Got it. If you can destroy it, good. Cromashing 4-6 gun flying up. The Stu being pushed back. Really should have had some support there for the target tank. That's probably, I think, the major mistake there. Officer pushed back. Cromwell racing forward. Target tank getting hooded. Gun is going to Panther fast off here as well. Panther checks as well there. Turning very disastrous for the Cromwell. There you go. Cromwell is in fact abandoned. Oh dear. Do get a far flare for Kobal. The station definitely turned against Kobal very quick. It was sort of even, but now with the Cromwell destroyed like that and even abandoned, that definitely is not great for him. Second and fourth combined with the Shugi. Target tank lands a good hit on the Cromwell there. 6-pounder gun. More troops arriving here to plug up the defenses. Stugi and Band got hot airburst shells going off here. Panzerjäger is firing the rockets pointlessly at the infantry. Grenadiers joining in with the light machine guns, but not so pointlessly. Target tank need repairs, balls close 52. Stugi need repairs, and the Cromwell could theoretically be like crewed here up again by Use-m246 and turn against the British. Moving on the centre victory point, Panther is going to head southwards there. South is fairly open, could actually push for the mortar emplacement, deal with that perhaps, or even go for the victory point. Troops reinforcing healing. Target tank being repaired slowly. Panther was the Vickers. There you go, fire flat here for Kobal. In the centre, the intense fan got the punch. We've actually trying to get them into the trench perhaps. There you go, denies it to the British. So they're going to take a lot of fire, even in the trench versus that many Englishmen with that many guns. There are limits to what earthworks can do. MG4 to the firing away there. Target tank's almost good. Need to get into the fight fast. Maybe we'll consider calling in some artillery to block the British from grabbing the point at least too easily. Panther joining in here, close to the east level here against Kobal. Smoke should down here from Kobal. Now it's the British time to use smoke, and there go Cromwell wrecked. Would have been fun here if Use has gotten it, but obviously not critical either, but would have been handy. Firefly rushing forwards here, Pack 4 is at the ready. And the target tank could actually blitz it down, I think. Obviously actually remembers to use the blitzkrieg ability there. Most players never use the blitzkrieg on the target tank. Panther 4, they're forced back as the 6-pounder guns here are proving to be quite a hard point. They're just going to need the mortar to smoke them out and then push forwards. We got 177 and 365. Match continues at a more slow, ponderous pace. But both players sort of at the point there where they're not willing to risk it. So they're sort of looking to like they'll slowly wedge away at the opponent, hoping they either make a mistake there or they find one they can exploit it. Packs on the Cromwell here, gun is being blasted. Target tank firing away. There's still no pin-em-up machine. I feel like that's a quite notice out there, but use Stugi looks good to go in its ace level at that. And ace level Sturmgeschütz. There we go. Roberts there blown to bits. 6-pounder gun going to hit the Stugi. I mean, you could also just try and go for this other victory point. I mean, that is completely open. You can even like grab and properly occupy the trench here. So definitely some oversights there, but Use is all trying to put a lot of munitions. I'm going to feel like there's some room there for some improvements. Panther trick hits the Sherman Firefly side, doing some damage there. Not too shabby. 160 versus 365. And that continues as its own pace. Stugi bombarding, half decent hit. We get a bunker up here for Use, interesting. Probably going to be a repair medic bunker here. Oh, not repair, I mean medic command bunker, since they can upgrade to be both at the same time. No, only command bunker, not medic, interesting. You think you'd go for the medic upgrade as well on top of the command bunker upgrade, but oh well. Second push back here. Target tank getting ready to super team blood here with the 6-pounder gun and the Firefly combined. We got airburst shells here, really threatening here. Use-m246 position. Cromwell up here in the centre, halfway to the ace level. Gun is pushing forward despite the opposition from the British Army. Got the Vickers there joining in, could smoke it, could rush it. Panther versus the Cromwell, gun is being absolutely mauled. Target tank pushing forward to him. You have to get a blitzkrieg now, but I think the timing here for Use is a bit off for the blitzkrieg to really work. 6-pounder gun there, the rifle grenade it. Panther 4 rushing forwards as well here. Target tank's almost knocked down. There you go, hits a man. Target tank, Panther 4 down. A huge blow here to Use-m246. Still hasn't gained the centre victory point. He's still low on victory points. It's disastrous. And like, well, obviously he's got the resources to quickly replace some of the losses. It's going to take some time. Now we got hold the line here. from Kobal against Use-m246, looking to further stall down the German counterattack.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
So what is Use going to do here? Like, you could go for some Stugs and Panzer IVs here. But, I mean, a pair of Stug Gs I think would do a lot of good versus the British army that's about to hit him. Air support raining their grenadiers, now into the trench for the punch. Oh, they get murdered in the trench too. He's shorting everything now. He just needs to replace his losses and replace them schnell. No excuses here. No dilly-dallying. No dawdling about. He just needs to do it. Seems like he is not too interested. Second pushing forwards here. Got the Cromwell over here for Kobal. Airburst shells going off. Machine then bombarded out in the open. I think he's just trying to hold up for another target, except there's such a cooldown on it, it's not really making any sense if he used to do that. You don't have to often consider like something that's just going for, I don't know, Panther instead of like holding up for the target tank here. Stugi taking a nasty hit, he could try to load up the heat shell. That increased the Stugi's chance of survival here. But no heat shells here. I mean, he's got plenty of munitions to like just do it, so not entirely sure why. Loses the Stugi as well. At this point, seems like the situation has completely collapsed here for Use-m246 versus Kobal. And there you go, Churchill tank out, and just nothing to counter that. There we go, Use-m246 surrenders. Loss here for him, a victory for Kobal. A nasty fight here on Mill Road. In the end, I feel like overall Use just ended up being too passive versus the British, which, as I've said before, it's not something you want to do. There are plenty of options, nothing to push in, exploit, deal damage, but he just never did that, making it easy for Kobal just to whittle him down. Plus, when he finally got aggressive, the execution of the attacks, I think, were also a bit lacking. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for our last episode. Bye.